shall we rise for the pledge, please? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good morning. Welcome to the first meeting of the Commissioners of the year 2016. I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome our new auditor, Jane Downard. As a matter of housekeeping, if you'd be kind enough to silence your cell phones, I'd appreciate that. First order of business are the minutes of our last meeting. Is there a motion or a question pertaining to the minutes?
I make a motion to accept the minutes as presented.
Second. I have a motion and a second to accept the minutes of our last meeting as presented. Is there a discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
3 ayes. Department reports. Mr. Forum.
Not much to talk about. Finishing up the south end of Saxon on Vermin, getting that done today, and then we're gonna move on down to 700 South. Been painting some of our spring equipment, cleaning up, just waiting on the snow.
Can you wait a little longer?
It'd be nice.
I'm just going to touch a little bit on what you talked about a little bit ago. I'm not sure of all the mechanisms, but Fayette County as well as some other counties stand to receive some additional highway monies. However, and these are all generalities, excuse me, there has to be a program in place so that when the state and the federal government see, they want to know how the money is being expended. So we'll probably have a session with our highway superintendent and with some others that are knowledgeable about this. But, and right now I can't tell you the exact number of dollars that could be available to us, but we need to put some kind of a program in place. And
It's there. If we can get it, it'll help us. So hopefully we can get it going.
Okay. And would it be in place for when the weather breaks and we can actually start paving and or working, or?
For this year,
Yes.
I'm not exactly sure on it.
Okay,
We'll find out from Derek. So.
okay. And again, if you will, work with Diane Wright and Ms. Downer so everybody's on the same page.
Okay.
Okay, any questions? Thank you, sir,
Yep.
appreciate it. Mr. Gray,
Morning.
good morning.
Got a lot of stuff blowed up after the holidays. Had a light catch fire at the center over at the work relief center. New Year's, it wasn't New Year's, Christmas Eve.
A
Christmas
ballast?
Eve. The ballast. I've got the ballast in. As soon as I can break loose, I'll get over and try to get it in. I've got air handlers that blew up at the jail. You know about that. So it's just, I've got the bottom part of that air handler apart. The top part I haven't got apart yet.
So are you, the other two commissioners, are you aware that the air handlers blew up and you saw the pictures and everything?
Yes.
We're looking at several $1,000s for that air handler you would give us?
Probably. I'll know more when I get it all apart to see how much damage is done inside. The fan just completely exploded, so I'll know more about it when I get it apart. Got a guy coming in Wednesday, he's gonna look at it. That'll give us, and he'll give us some idea, and then I'll let you know.
And this, correct me if I'm wrong, but these air handlers are original to the jail.
Yes.
These were when we took our tour last year, that was one of the concerns as to how much longer they would last.
Right.
Okay.
And I've had problems with this one throwing bearings, but it's just, you just put bearings in it and go on, and this time it threw it when we wasn't here, so that's why it done so much damage.
And we also had a water heater go out at the animal shelter last night, or this
Yeah.
morning.
And I'm gonna go over and look at that. That's a gas heater. What I would like to do, I wanna look at the electrical panel and see if we can, I would like to switch it to electric.
Do they have a water softener up there?
No, they don't have. I mean, I don't care to go back to gas, but
Well, the only thing I'm thinking is that even if we have to get a small water softener for the minimal use, that'll probably prolong the element in that, wouldn't it?
oh yeah, I'm sure, yeah, it would.
Okay. Let look into it and see what you think.
Okay.
We'll do what you recommend, but
Okay.
if we
I
need
mean, I
to
don't
get a
care if
small
they
one,
would
that's
gas.
fine.
But, and the box may not be big enough to carry another 220, so I'll look at it.
Okay,
Okay, that's all I have.
thanks, sir.
Thanks.
Sheriff Laughlin?
I am back. You guys, the last commissioners meeting had gave me permission to go ahead and hire a female jail officer. I placed the application of the person that was selected there is Kaylee Crawford. We interviewed 5 candidates last week. Myself, the new jail commander, and 2 of my corporals, and the secretary interviewed the 5 candidates. They scored the candidates and made a recommendation to me. I sat in on the interviews and I accepted it. We kind of went with a little different process to make sure they're going to be working with them, and they have a bigger hand in helping to select the candidate. So, and it was unanimous on who they selected. So, seems to be a very nice young lady, and gave the right answers to the questions that we had. So I think she'll be a great addition. So I'd like your guys' permission to go ahead and get Kaylee Crawford started. That'll be should be starting next week.
She, according to her application, she was on the honor roll for 4 years. She played softball, basketball, cross country. Any questions? I'll entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Have a motion and a second to approve the 144, the application for Kaylee Crawford for the Sheriff's Department. Is there discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
3 ayes.
And also we have a male position that's came open. We'll be interviewing probably this week. So yeah, it's just revolving door, but
Do you-
not a job for everybody. So
Do you already have applications?
we do, and we'll like I said, we'll probably try to interview maybe Thursday.
How about we just go ahead and approve it, just like this one? We'll go ahead and approve the hiring.
Okay.
And then just come to us and let us know.
Okay.
So, is that okay with you?
Yes.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion to that effect.
I'll make a motion that we give Joey authority to go ahead and hire and then to bring the application to us at the next meeting.
Second. Motion and a second to allow the sheriff to go ahead and hire a male replacement and then bring us the application. Is there discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
3 ayes. That way you can give.
Also left you guys a date book for.
Thank you, I appreciate that.
Have a good day.
Thanks,
You
Sheriff.
too.
No problem.
Mr. King?
Had a busy couple weeks playing catch up and trying to get new stuff done and with new office holders for the city. So, got 2 quotes that I need to get approval to purchase. The first is a quote for a scanner for the probation department. It's coming out of their funds. The winning quote was from PCMG, which is formerly Global GovEd that we used previously for IT stuff, at $1,245 flat with no shipping on it. And Jenna has funds for that, so that's coming out of her funds
And this probation, correct?
for
Okay.
probation. She's
Is it-
replacing a much older model that's 3 or 4 years old that is just not working correctly.
Copier printer,
It's a scanner.
scanner,
It's
okay.
just for scanning files into Odyssey.
Okay. If you have time to review these, what's the body's pleasure?
Make a motion to approve the $1,245 for the scanner for probation from PCMG.
Second?
Have a motion and a second to approve the quote for the scanner for probation for PCMG. Is there any discussion?
Probation.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
3 ayes.
The second quote I've got, it actually says City of Connersville at the top because I got the quotes for them. They're going to carry over for us as well. But the winning quote was from CW, whether it's a new vendor that I've just been using the last couple of weeks. for $863 for a Cisco switch that we use for our data network here. I would like to get one for a spare. I have a spare and ended up being used, just so that we have one on hand, because if one of those goes down, it could affect the network here in the courthouse.
So you're saying you want 2 of these?
I just want to get one on hand.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I use my spare, so I don't have a spare anymore. The winning quote came in at $863 with no shipping.
Okay.
And that would come out of my IT funds.
I'll make
Make
a
a-
motion to accept this bid.
For $863, second.
Motion and a second to approve the quote from SCW for a Cisco switch for $863. Is there a discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
3 ayes.
The final thing I got is I had come to Commissioner Jackson about 2 weeks ago. We had a lawyer from DCS who was wanting to see what our capability was in the circuit courtroom for remote conference or testimony. So I had to work on that system that we had. I contacted BIS, who's the vendor for that. Their labor was $175 an hour over the phone. And we had to have a service authorization signed for that. It was sort of a contract, so Frank signed it because it was a January 4th deadline. However, it only ended up being an hour, so that came out of my IT funds for 2015. It's just something I wanted to bring up at the meeting so nobody thought we were trying to sneak something past or anything. But it was kind of a pseudo contract, but really it was just a service order. So, anything else for me?
Any questions?
No?
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
There's a copy of that.
Community corrections.
The new grant application for the base grant is due January the 31st. We just received the actual application about 10 days ago. Training is today because they've changed the complete format. That needs commissioner's approval, and I will need to have it completed by the 27th because it has to have advisory board approval too. The problem is that you guys meet on the 19th, and there is absolutely no way I can have that grant completed by then. We're going to be asking for additional funds both for probation, sheriff's department, and I'm going to put a jail treatment plan in also. So you want to have a special meeting or wait till the 19th and see how close we are, but there's no way it'll be completed. And it does have to have an approval of the commissioners.
It has to be done when?
I have to have it sent by midnight the 31st.
How about if we have a special meeting on the 26th, that's the following Tuesday? Excuse me, that gives you an extra week. Does that give you enough time?
Yes.
Is that okay with the board?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, we'll do January 26th.
We do it
At-
during the day.
I'm sorry.
During the day.
Yep, I can do it 10 a.m. Is 10 a.m. okay?
10 a.m. okay?
Yes.
Okay, we'll do it January 26th at 10 a.m.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, and we'll need to advertise that special meeting. Next order of business, our county attorney, Mr. Appel.
Thank you. First, I have the emergency response contract that I reviewed.
Yes.
It's acceptable.
Okay, thank you. I'm gonna bring that up under new business, but thank you.
And then after the meeting, I have those deeds for the shopping center where you guys agreed to deed them to the EDG so they can pass them back to them.
Is that Frito-Lay?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
And that was something I think was agreed upon in December.
Yes.
And I reviewed the annual support and maintenance agreement for 911, but I think that's going to be coming up later.
Okay.
Besides that, I don't have anything else unless the board has specific questions for me.
The board have any questions?
No.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. I would like at this time just to remind all of our appointees of our decision last year to make appointment decisions in June. So anyone who was an appointed official as of December 31st of 2015 is still in that position. Council Representative, Mr. Winter, I didn't see you there. Good morning.
I don't know how you missed me, it was big as the house. I have nothing other than to offer you Happy New Year, and I hope that this year is a
Same to you.
progressive year for us, and we can get a lot accomplished. Does the commissioners have anything for me at all?
You and I are supposed to meet when? We wanted to meet
Thank
every
you for
other
reminding
week.
me. Was that today?
No, actually, I don't have you in here, so can we
I
set
don't
a
have
date?
my calendar either.
Can we set a date then?
We certainly can.
What's convenient for you?
Whatever works.
How about Monday the 11th,
Yeah, what time?
noon?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. And we have our special joint session at 5 for the WTH, correct?
Correct.
Okay, all
And
right.
I've gone ahead and reserved the conference room for the 17th for the joint meeting with the commissioners and the city
Okay.
representatives, so we'll meet over the conference room that night.
That's
The
the
19th.
19?
That's a Sunday, the 17th. So that wouldn't work.
Okay, 7 o'clock, is that for the joint city with the city? 6. Okay, thank you, sir, appreciate it.
Thank you, Mike.
Is anyone from probation here? Okay. Do we have any mail, Madam Auditor? No. Okay. Any of the commissioners have mail?
No.
Under old business, I think I can bring this up under old business. There was, the council this year, last year for this year's budget, put $15,000 into a fund in the highway department for the volunteer fire departments to be divided 3 ways, and so that everyone was on the same page. We have, I won't say negotiated, but we've worked with the fire departments and come up with a contract. Our attorney has said this is fine, and it needs to be signed by, good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. It needs to be signed by at least all 3 of us. What I would like to do is, if the body is okay with this, I have this on Word on my computer, and I simply need to change the name of the fire department as they agree to and sign off on this, and change the signatures on this. So if the body's okay with this, I'd like to have a motion to approve this contract for all 3 departments, and I'll make the necessary changes when we sign it.
I make a motion to approve the contract with the necessary changes made.
I have to abstain because I'm on the fire department for Glenwood. I'm also the treasurer, so I'm going to abstain at this time from voting.
So having said that, I will pass the gavel to you, and I will make a second to the motion.
Have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
2 ayes, 1 abstention. Get with me after me and Chad, and we'll take care of this, okay? If you don't remind me, I'll forget. Okay, under new business, I have Don Yeagle. Mr. Yeagle? If you would identify yourself for the camera, please.
Donald Yeagle.
Okay. What can we do to help you?
Well, I just want to file charges on the Fayette County Sheriff's Department. Billy Wason and Bobby Reveley.
Well,
Sir,
let me interrupt you because you can't file charges with us. We're not.
Well,
we're-
they told me I had to come here.
No, I'm not. The sheriff is an elected official. How he or she chooses to run their department is strictly up to them. We have no control over them whatsoever. If you haven't availed yourself of the opportunity to talk to the sheriff himself first, that's your first step. But
Well, I came to the prosecutor's office and talked to them, and they told me I had to talk to the state police. So I called the state police, and they told me I had to come down here, and they told me I had to talk to a commissioner because the city don't do it against the county. I don't really know what I'm doing. I just wanted to file some charges.
well, again, number one, you can't file criminal charges with us. We're not a judicial or law
Well,
enforcement
I didn't
agency.
know that, and I appreciate your information. Now I need to see the sheriff again, you say?
Yes,
So I need to make an
Okay.
appointment with him and
Yes, sir.
go from there.
yes, sir.
All right, thank you for your time. Have a happy new year.
You too. Thank you.
sir.
Miss Bennett?
Good morning.
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 I have several things that I need to discuss with you guys today. I set a packet in front of your seats. Down there, my apologies, I did not put it in front of yours.
A lot of paper to consider
Lots
such a
of
short
paper.
meeting.
First is, we had had an open full-time slot for a couple months now. We were holding off on filling it due to budgetary reasons. With it being the new year, we accepted in-house interviews from them. The advisory board and myself sat down last week with them, and one that we have selected is in front of you, Jennifer Sorrell. She has been a part-time dispatcher since June of 2014. As you can see, her application with her numerous certifications. With your permission, I would like to put her as full-time, effective the first day of the next pay period, which for us would be January 9th. So,
Correct me if I'm wrong, but my understanding is that you, some members from the advisory board sat in on either the interviews or
Yes.
something of that nature, am I
Yes,
correct?
yes.
And I
There was
appreciate that. I
The
really
fire
do.
chief, the county fire chief, EMS commander. Our chief was kind of in limbo, so, so he was not available, and then also one of my supervisors and myself sat in, so.
Okay. Are there any questions?
No, we need a motion to approve this.
Please.
I make a motion that we approve the hiring of Jennifer Sorrell for a full-time position with the 911.
Second.
Motion second to approve the hiring of Jennifer Sorrell for a full-time position for 911. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
3 ayes.
Okay. My next item of business is, I believe the next is the annual support maintenance agreement. It looks like this. Our 911 system, which is not the radios or anything, our actual 911 system is, the software that is used for it is now starting to charge a maintenance agreement. There was a 1-year, a 3-year, and a 5-year. I'm going to recommend us doing the 5-year. It gave us, and I forgot the paper at my office, but I believe it saved us around $1,300 by doing the 5-year. I brought this up at the advisory board meeting. But it basically is just once a year, so that would be a 5-year agreement at the rate of $24.94.40. On the top of paragraph 2 has the total. My apologies that I did not highlight it. And number 3, it says the 5 years. I've given this to Mr. Appel, and
Yes.
he actually remembered me giving it to him, so I wasn't prepared to actually do it, but
So this saves us $1,300 a year?
you say over the course of the 5 years, it'll
Over
save us
5 years.
$1,300.
And
This is,
This is strictly for the 911 system, correct?
yes, yes. Our vendor is getting charged a software maintenance agreement, or maintenance fee basically from them. So they gave us 3 options. We go through in digital telecom with that. They aren't going anywhere. So they're still, I mean, I feel very comfortable with a 5-year agreement with that.
And this is coming out of your funds, Terry?
Yes, it can come out of this or charge me.
Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve the annual support maintenance group for $1,600. I'm on the wrong one.
$24.94.
Yeah, 24, sorry. Yeah, $24.94.40.
You've heard the motion, is there a second?
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the annual support and maintenance agreement with InDigital for $2,494.40. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
3 ayes.
I'll give you a clean copy.
Okay.
It doesn't say copy, I'll give you a slide for that.
You gonna do that yet this morning, or, I mean, I'll be around most of the day, but
If you just sign that back sheet,
On
then I
this one?
can,
Okay, I'll do
I
that.
can attach it without the copy one. The next item I have is a quote from VIA. Yours is a black and white copy, mine's a color copy. VIA, this is, the sheriff will be having this as well as the Connersville Police Department as well. VIA is our middleman, for lack of better words. They do our support system for our Spillman that we currently have. We are going with the upgrade with Spillman. Us department heads, IT, everybody is kind of in agreement to keep with VIA until we get that upgrade with Spillman, and then we will reevaluate our meeting or our agreement with VIA after we're in 2016. We won't be getting our upgrade of Spillman until late of 2016. So, but this is the bill divided by 3 departments, so that is how much each department will owe.
so basically what you're saying is you've been using VIA all along. You don't want to go it alone until the upgrade is in and running smoothly. Is that what you're saying?
Yes. Yes, which will be before, which will be in the year of 2016, so after we get it up and going, we'll see if we need to still render their services in 27.
What's the term of this contract?
This actually, if you want to table this I had just given to Mr. Appel
Okay.
to review. I just got it in the mail yesterday, so.
Okay.
So we can just table this for the next one. I'm sorry, I didn't have that posted on there.
Would you put Ms. Bennett on the agenda for our next meeting on the 19th, please? Okay, we will, if the body's okay with that, we'll postpone this until our 19th meeting.
Yeah.
Very good.
I'll actually keep this so you don't have to run out of copy.
That's fine. My next item of business is for the 2016 holidays. I sent an email back in, I believe it was in October, to ask for reviewing of the 2016 holidays for the 24/7 agencies. I cannot speak on behalf of the other 24/7 agencies, but when a employee works a holiday, they are compensated. And with the approved 2016 holidays, there are 3 days that I have recommended or asking that you guys will change, at least for 911. That would be Lincoln's birthday for Friday, November the 25th, asking to change that to Easter Sunday, Sunday, March 27th. Washington's birthday is going to be observed on Friday, December the 23rd. I'm asking that you change that to Christmas Eve, which is Saturday, December 24th. And Christmas Day is going to be observed on Monday, the 26th. And I'm asking that that be changed to Christmas Day on December the 25th. The employees that will be actually in there working those 3 holidays, Easter, Christmas Eve, and Christmas, to many employees, those are very important days. They will not have any compensation for working those days, whereas the people that are working the 23rd and the 26th would receive compensation. Also, in our department handbook for 911, if you call in sick on a holiday, you have to have a doctor's note. And so that way we can ensure as well another layer that we're going to have some people in there working.
Can we, the only question I have is, and can we, I think we have to check with the auditor to make sure it doesn't mess up any payroll issue. In the handbook, but can we approve this pending that, or?
The first holiday I'm requesting is not even until March, so I
Right.
mean, it's fine if it gets tabled, but it used to be that 24/7 facilities had a different holiday schedule.
Right.
Michelle, do you want to speak to this?
Yes.
Go ahead.
I completely support what Terry's saying, and it used to be that specifically, I remember Easter was one, that the courthouse employees always get Good Friday off as a holiday, and at the sheriff's department, we got that off as a holiday also. But they used to put it on the schedule that for 24/7 departments, that Good Friday would be observed on Easter. It used to be right on the holiday schedule.
I didn't do Good Friday for that holiday to pick, I just did Lincoln's birthday the day after.
Right.
I mean,
I noticed you didn't include my birthday on here.
well, might need a rock and chisel.
I don't have a problem with it. I just need to make sure that if the board's okay, that we're not violating anything in the handbook, okay? And we do need to discuss it with the auditor. So do you think if we table this till our next meeting, that's enough time to look into this?
I think so.
Okay. We'll table this till our next meeting,
Okay,
and you're already on the agenda,
okay.
and we'll discuss it then. Is that all right with you?
Yep, that's fine. Just a little tidbit of information on, a little update. We received the Everbridge grant finally, the last day of the year, finally. So that has been, Everbridge has been notified that they should be expecting their payment after council and the commissioners approve it. They got, and I don't want to say the exact amount, but it will pay the remainder. The city's half of the portion, what was left over, will be reimbursed back to the 911 for their part that they paid onto the Everbridge system. I will most definitely be going before the city for this, so then we don't have this issue again this year, to make sure everything is under par on that. I also am working with Everton Fire Department in attempting to put a repeater out at the water tower. We're gonna have to probably get into a contract with them, of course. Chad was, we've been in touch with them. He went to the meeting last night. I'm drafting somewhat of an agreement, forward it to Mr. Appel for him to review and go forward with it, or what. I mean, there's just certain points that they want and that we know that we need. We would like to get this agreement in front of the water board, the first Monday of the month, so we can get this up and installed and going. So. I know you guys will have to review it and I'm obviously not the attorney.
What does your schedule look like this afternoon?
I can be available.
Well, I'd kind of like an update. I don't want to do it here because it's
Okay.
really lengthy on the EMS repeater.
Okay,
And you can give us the details on this also.
Okay.
If that's okay.
that's fine.
And if the other board, please, if you can attend, if you can't, I understand, but I think we kind of need an update on the EMS repeater because there are some problems there I think we just need to be aware of.
Okay.
They are on their own frequency now, though. They are off of CPD.
Did you explain the issue with the payroll or the pay for Everbridge, the fact that that we owe them since April and that kind of?
Yes. When Everbridge was first implemented, this will give you some update too, Mr. Gordon. When Everbridge was first implemented, it was agreed that city would pay half and county would pay half of it. We use the Everbridge to notify our citizens, and we also use it on the back end to contact our fire departments by text messaging. If we call out SWAT, if we call out K-9, we use it more on the back end than we do the citizens alert for most of the things. We let them know when roads are closed, when school is closed, whenever severe weather, whenever we have advisories for that as well. The bill was due back in April. In the past, it's always that we've either gotten a grant, the health department's assisted us with getting some money as well every year. This year, there was no money. EMA had applied for a grant, was approved for it, but it did not come through until now. Literally, it is fresh on in the auditor's office on their desk. And so it was in a lengthy discussion as to whether the city felt like they should pay half of that Everbridge because it is a qualifying expense for the 911 surcharge money. But we were able to secure the grant. Diane Wright had reviewed the grant along with me, so we knew we were going to be getting the money. It was just a matter of time. But Everbridge waited for their payment, and I mean, it was due in April. And so I have extended my sincere gratitude for their patience, hoping that that won't affect our service with them. But I will be approaching the city for half of that coming in 2016, way before. I will not, in the past it's always been taken care of. But it was in the amount of around $13,000 is how much Everbridge is. And like I said, in the past, like the health department was able to secure us like a $5,000 grant, this and that. But EMA was able to secure us a grant for this term. So, but it doesn't. That's to pay for 2015 basically. So they were very cooperative with us. So, and like I said, I have extended gratitude for that.
Terribly patient. If I had somebody owed me money in April, I'd be upset if they didn't pay me till December.
Yes, and it is a service that our public loves it. Our emergency services rely on it. We all have radio issues, and
Love it.
yeah, that's every fireman, every volunteer fireman. Whenever we send them out to the county, they get a text on their phone. I looked at the similar feature onto our Spillman, and we're getting it cheaper through the Everbridge than what we would with our current CAD. So I didn't even look at that module for Spillman. But it's a nice feature. We do not want to lose that as a community. It's great. It almost takes I don't want to say it takes the place of a siren or the radio station that EMA has, but it definitely supplements the radio station that that's going to be going up and things. So.
Okay. Any further questions for Ms. Bennett? Okay. Thank you, Terry.
And I think that's everything.
Appreciate it.
Do we have to vote on hot water here? No.
You'll just go ahead. I have a couple things under new business. I would like to formally suggest to the board that we consider selling the farmland that we own, that the county owns on Waterloo Road. it's been like a savings account for the county that nobody knows is there. And you can have the money in the bank, but having it and not being able to spend it and use it for necessities, to me, doesn't make any sense. So, what I would request from the board, if you're amenable to the idea, is that you allow me to choose 3 appraisers to give us an idea as to what the property is worth. That's simply an appraisal. We'd have to, first of all, we need to see how much the appraisals are going to cost, then get approval for that, and then actually have the appraisals, and we can still decide not to sell it if that's our choice. But I think it's an idea that needs to be explored. So I would request permission from the board to allow me to do that. I won't spend any monies or hire any appraisers until you've been given a figure as to how much it will cost.
I make a motion that you check with 3 appraisers and get bids for the appraisals for the farm.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to allow me to contact 3 appraisers to see what their prices are to appraise the county land on Waterloo Road. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
3 ayes. I do need to appoint some individuals to a payroll committee. We had a special session yesterday dealing with the 26 pay versus 27 pays. Will there be monies owed to employees at the end of the year, et cetera, et cetera. For anyone that watches any shows that deal with Greek mythology, it's like the Gordian knot, okay? It's almost unravelable for someone who does not do payroll or who's not an accountant. So I've asked Mrs. King yesterday if she would be on the committee. I've asked Ms. Dudley if she would be on the committee. I will also ask the auditor if she chooses, or if she chooses not to, that's fine, or if she wants a representative, or if she doesn't, that's fine. And anyone that the county council may wish to appoint to this committee. My suggestion is that this committee go to and have a sit down with Mr. Irwin, who is one of the partners of the company that provided our county handbook, and see if we can't get a written recommendation from him and then proceed from there. So consider yourselves appointed, and whoever the council wishes to have on that committee. And I would like to get started on this as quickly as possible. We have all year to do it, but the quicker we get something decided, the better it will be.
Mr. President,
Yes.
I wanted to add something. Yesterday, we had a special session in lieu of this payroll crisis, and I'm speaking lightly when I say it was a crisis. It's been a nightmare. Some of us have probably lost sleep over the issue. We did vote yesterday to ask the State Board of Accounts to come in and audit the county office in lieu of all these problems, so the public is aware that the state will come in and audit and see if there's any mistakes or where we can change things. So I just want to let them know that.
Okay. I don't want to get away until I recognize our new mayor, Harold Gordon. Mr. Gordon, would you care to speak to us?
Well, yeah, we had a council meeting last night, and just wanted to bring you up to speed on the 911, not 911, got to talk 911 now, but on the first aid unit.
Mm-hmm.
So far, they've made 85 runs with the new ambulances, and had to turn down 14. And the other night, he had to call some people in last night to help make the runs. So it looks like it's doing pretty good so far. And so I think right now we might have made the right decision. So I just want to bring you up on that. I was going to have Dale come over and do it, but I wanted to come over and just be with you guys. So, but it's looking good. I want to have a good partnership with you. And I think we started off on the right foot. So glad to be here.
Mr. Mayor, if you need me or any of us at any of your meetings, or if you need us to talk about something at any time, I'm always available.
Appreciate that. Same for you guys.
Thank you.
We also have a joint session on the 19th of this month, the city and the county all together, so we can sit down and kind of get goals and ideas of what the city's ideas are and what our day, so we all work in the same direction. We're all gonna
I agree.
achieve high goals.
We have to work together because we're all in the same county, we're all in the same boat, and we need to share our monies as good as we can. So I'm all in favor of it.
Yes, sir.
So thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Parker, do you have anything to say?
Happy New Year, that's it.
Anybody else? Okay, any patron concerns? I don't really see anyone here who's not an official, but hasn't already spoken. But if anyone does, please feel free to speak up. I do have one announcement. I am not running for re-election. I just make that public so that everyone understands that. So outside of that, I will entertain a motion for approval of claims and payroll.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second for the approval of claims and payroll. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
3 ayes. Having said that, nothing else will be brought before the board. I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to adjourn. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
3 ayes. We are adjourned.